go!
Welcome inside the arena, inside Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is SandClash 2024. This competition started back in 2019 with 11 CrossFit affiliates from Saudi Arabia, 11 gyms from Saudi Arabia, and 75 athletes over the last 6 years. And this is the 5th version of the competition. It's grown to have 1,000 athletes competing across 3 days of competition, and another 1,000 athletes that will take on one-off event tomorrow morning. It's the first of 3 days of competition, and the teams in the RX division for the men are starting things off. This workout is 3 rounds for time of 20 chest to bar pull-ups, with one athlete working on the chest to bar pull-ups and 2 holding the worm. After 20 chest bars are completed, 20 worm thrusters, all 3 athletes together, and 10 10 synchro burpees over the worm. They got 3 rounds to work through. Any and all of the athletes can do the chest bar pull-ups, whatever order they want. All the athletes obviously have to do the thrusters and the pull-ups in sync. We have 4 heats of teams RX. 1 heat of female RX, and then we'll get to the individuals later on. The men's RX division is very full. On the left side of the screen is lane number 1, Viking team from Saudi Arabia. Lane number 2 is called Plus 35 out of Brazil. Lane 3, we got 012 representing Arena Gym, Saudi Arabia. Lane 4, we got 3BUC Circuit Plus from Kuwait. Lane 5, AT Beam representing Beam CrossFit out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 6, a Fleet from CrossFit Lusail in Qatar. Lane 7, Algeria team out of Algeria. Lane 8, Bald, Short and Skinny from Saudi Arabia. Lane 9, CF Muharrak from Bahrain. Lane 10, CFR Bros out of Bahrain, representing CrossFit Rifa. Also representing CrossFit Rifa in lane 11, the CFR Locos from Saudi Arabia. Team Compete out of Southfit Kuwait. In lane 12, CrossFit 111 out of Egypt. In lane 13, CrossFit Monsters out of Saudi Arabia, lane 14, the Dominators out of Saudi Arabia, lane 15, and Drop Shot representing CrossFit Interval Plus out of Saudi Arabia, in lane 16. We got Omar and Sally on the lights, on the floor. Veterans here at SandClash. AT Beam here in lane number 5. Little lane 8 there. Bald, Short, and Skinny making their way down. Working on another set of chest bar pull-ups. Lane 9, CF Muharraq getting set to start another set of thrusters. All red shirts there.
Halfway through, with less than 5 minutes remaining before we are done with this workout. We've got lane number 4 could be the first team to finish this workout. They are still on the last few reps of their burpees.
Looks like lane 4, 3 PUC is on the last set of burpees at the 5-minute 40-second mark. 10-minute time cap on this one. One of the guys has the orange shorts on there. They'll run to the finish line. 3 PUC at the 6-minute mark will be the time to beat coming out of heat number 1.
Second place in this
Lane 12, Team Compete gets in at the 6:20 mark. Oh, down they go in lane number 8. Burpees in lane 9. This might be the last round. Synchro for the burpees is at the bottom. And it's actually lane 10. CFR Bros, CrossFit Riffa, out of Bahrain, getting in third in the heat, 6:50 mark, and there does come lane 9, Muharraq CrossFit out of Bahrain as well, just underneath 7 minutes. So 4 teams in under the 7-minute mark, 3 minutes until the time cap. Burpees going on over there at the end of the floor. Only 2 teams working on burpees right now. Five reps to go on the far side of the floor. I believe that's drop shot CrossFit interval plus. One rep to go, lane 11, CFR Locos gets across. Two reps to go on the far side of the floor. Moving slowly, one last rep to go. Maybe. Got one more round to go, I think, as well. Minute and 40 seconds to the cap. Lane 6, athlete, CrossFit Lead Sail out of Qatar gets across the finish line. 1 minute, 15 seconds until the time cap.
1 minute remaining before we are done with heat number 1 of SandClash 2024 with your teams all at category.
Lane number 3012. Saudi Arabia, right in front of you, working on their burpees. A little bit out of sync there. Oh, they got another set to go, maybe. Yeah, they got a whole nother round to go.
Seconds remaining.
Last 30 seconds.
Lane 2 of Brazil.
Brazil. Get across. We got 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1, and time! "20 seconds.
Welcome back inside the arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for SandClash 2024. Fifth version of this competition that started back in 2019. The RX teams of 3 on the male side are starting things off. They've got 3 rounds of 20 chest to bar pull-ups. 1 athlete is doing that work while the other 2 hold the worms. 20 worm thrusters and 10 bar facing, or worm synchro burpees, excuse me.
Stand by.
As a team of 3 in sync for those last 2 movements. We've had 1 heat go already. It was 3 PUC representing Circuit Plus out of Kuwait, coming in just under 6 minutes. We'll see if heat number 2 of 4 can have a faster time than that. We got a full heat here, lanes 1 through 17. We got Levo team out of Levo Gym in Kuwait in lane 1 on the left side of the screen. Beast out of Saudi Arabia in lane 2. Mamba out of Somalia in lane 3. MHN out of Kuwait in lane 4. MR7 OGs out of Bahrain in lane 5. Power Ranger out of Saudi Arabia in lane 6. Riyadh RX out of the United Kingdom, or I guess they have 1 athlete at least from there, in lane 7. Roots team, Saudi Arabia, lane 8. Shaka, Saudi Arabia, lane 9. Lane 10, I apologize, the team name is written in Arabic, but they're from Saudi Arabia. Lane 11, Hope, representing Costa Rica out of Bahrain. Lane 12, Fortisol Freedom from Portugal. Lane 13, the Foot Soldiers out of Afghanistan. Lane 14, Flair Invincibles from Kuwait. Lane 15, Fit Factory Team out of Egypt. Lane 16, FDT Strong out of Lebanon. Lane 17, FDT Intense out of Kuwait. You guys hear a lot of different countries being represented there. There are over 60 countries represented across the nearly 1,000 athletes competing this year's SandClash, very international competition. You see a lot of teams from Saudi Arabia. Back in 2019, all the athletes were from Saudi Arabia. They've expanded to incorporate countries from all over this part of the world. European countries, South American countries as well. And it's lane 9, Shaka, lane 5, MR7, and lane 1, Levo team are the first 3 working on the chest to bars.
Really smooth and nice on those chest to bars.
Shaka out of Saudi Arabia, representing Ionizer CrossFit, is the first one back to the 4 bar. And that athlete is working his way back to the ring of the Lane 1 getting back to the warm for round number 2 outside on the screen there. Getting on Shaka here. Right there in the all red. Working through their second set of 20 thrusters in the second round. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Oh, they were done. So 10 burpees to finish out round number 2. We're just at the 3-minute mark. Top time out of the first heat, 3 PUC was underneath 6 minutes. So ahead of the time to beat here. The shot number 2. Still 2 heats to go. Not just racing with heat races. 2 more heats to come. We do have some recognizable teams internationally competing this weekend as well. We'll see those coming up in the next heat or 2. Shaka shouldering the roll. Athletes making the turn. He'll head back to the rig for a 3rd set of chest bar pull-ups. 20 thrusters, 10 burpees in every round. Our left side of the screen in lane number 1, that's Levo team. They are also on their final round of chest bar pull-ups. We're at the 4-minute mark. So we need 20 thrusters and 10 burpees in the next 2 minutes to beat PU3 PUC. Shaka, the only team working on the final set of thrusters. Levo team is going to come up and join them in the outside lane. See if we can get both for you there. So on the left side, closest to the wall, is Levo team. On the right side, throwing down the worm, 10 burpees to go. Shaka is looking to set the new score to beat here in Heat 204 for the men's teams of 3RX. First division taking on the first workout of a 3-day competition inside the arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And at the 5-minute mark, Shaka. Very smooth work there. The Doctor, I guess, is that guy's nickname. Levo team getting set to finish up. The 5:30 mark here, so they also can possibly get in underneath that 6-minute time from 3 PUC in Heat 1. Judge telling them they got to get down. Synchros at the bottom. Last burpee, jump over, get across 5:45 mark. So another team out of Heat 2 will beat the top score from Heat number 1. Those were the top 2 teams that kind of pulled away from everyone else. Try to go to a wide view here and see if we can find the next finisher. 3 PUC's time at the 6-minute mark will be the 3rd best time.
Lane 1 is done. Crossing that
2
finish
heats.
line. Finishing in around 6 minutes. We've got now lane number 14, Claire Marvels, on to the last bits of the thrusters and then the burpees before crossing and finishing this workout.
Sounds like lane 14, Flair Invincibles, is the next, potentially the next team to finish here. They'll be down towards the other end of the floor. 3-round workout.
Let's go, guys. Pick it up, pick it up.
4
Pick it
heats.
up, guys. It's
The
only
second
10
heat.
more reps and then we're done.
Shaka setting the new time to beat just around the 5-minute mark. Team Levo team coming in about 45 seconds after that, excuse me. And 3 PUC out of heat number 1 will have the 3rd best time at about the 6-minute mark. All the scores are, of course, on Official Competition Corner. Will be the place to find the official scores. Still have not had a 3rd team cross the finish line in this heat. So those 2 teams were far and away the best teams in this heat.
Come on, guys. Lane 14, finish it. You are going to be finishing this workout now.
Flair Invincibles, I think, are working on the burpees in the final round. They should be within 30 seconds or less of getting across the finish line and becoming the 3rd finisher in this heat. We did have several finishers in the first heat. 3 PUC was the fastest of them, but their time will be the 3rd best here. And there we go. Flair Invincibles getting across the line just about at the 8-minute mark. 10-minute time cap on this one, 2 minutes to go. Most of the team still chipping away.
Crossing that finish line, Abdullah Hamid Faris will display finishing this workout.
I believe that's lane 16, FTT Strong from Lebanon getting in next. About just underneath the 8:25 mark there. Beautiful layout inside the arena here. Used this venue the past couple years. And actually it was Força Freedom out of Portugal that got in, and then it was Fit Factory team after that. Sorry, Flair Invincibles after that. Both of those teams have finished. Several teams still working on the floor. 1 minute to go until the time cap. Lane number 4, can't tell if they're done.
45 seconds remaining on this heat before we're done.
One
team crosses that finish line and he's done.
Roots team in lane 8
Seconds to go.
gets across, and now lane 4 gets up and walks across the finish line. Not sure what time they're going to get for that. Both teams in lane 4. MHN in lane 8, Roots team also able to finish underneath the cap. 20 seconds until the game.
And on to the last 10 seconds of this heat.
Final 10 seconds.
With only
2 of 4 for the men's team for 3 RX.
5 seconds and on to 3, 2, 1, and time.
That'll do for heat 2 of 4 for the men's team for 3 division.
شباب تفضل الفلور الهيت اللي بعده
We'll be back.
Get set.
Welcome back inside the arena. Heat number 3 of the men's teams of 3.
Stand
Workout number 1, day 1
by.
of 3 at SandClash 2024 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Go.
This is a 3-round workout. To begin, the athletes will pick the worm, which weighs 110 kilos, up to their shoulder. 2 of the athletes will shoulder. One athlete goes to the pull-up rig for 20 chest-to-bar pull-ups. After the first set of chest-to-bar pull-ups, the athlete will return to join his teammates for 20 thrusters with the worm and 10 single burpees over the worm. 3 rounds of that, 10-minute time cap to get it done. Fastest time we've seen so far is about 5 minutes by Shaka in the previous heat. Revo team was at the 5:45 mark and 3 PUC out of heat number 1 at the 6-minute mark. Top 3 scores so far. This heat we'll have in lane 1 on the left side of the screen, the Hungry Wolves out of Bahrain. Lane 2, the Last Dance out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 3, the Masters from CrossFit Zamagra out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 4, TM Ferios Rebel Fitness out of Egypt. Lane 5, Stripe AS Circuit Plus out of Kuwait. Lane 6, Ultras out of Serbia. Lane 7, Unlimited TV out of Egypt. Lane 8, Vondel Gym out of the Netherlands. Lane number 9, Zarazir El Engine RX out of Egypt. Lane 10, the Bermuda Triangle out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 11, Team The Fittest out of Ukraine. Team 12, Team Shargia 4 out of Saudi Arabia. 13, Team Shargia 1 out of Saudi Arabia, both teams representing 962 Athletics. Summit Strength in lane 14. Lane 15, Studio Republic out of Ireland. Lane 16, Stark out of Egypt. And lane 17, Sherbaka team out of Bahrain. The teams out of the Netherlands, lane 8, and out of Ukraine in lane 11. Could be put up some potentially pretty competitive times here.
Chest of our gun from Coast now he's going to the second set of the thrusters. On that side, the team, the fittest, are taking a good lead over the rest of the field.
Lane number 11 right here with the all black are the leaders in the heat. Left side in the background, the team close with a few other teams in this heat. And it looks like the fittest right side of the floor in lane 11 are the current leaders in the heat. Ultimately, you got to try to beat the 5-minute time from Shaka in the previous heat. Worm down, 20 thrusters in round number 2 done for the team the fittest in the 3-minute and 20-second mark. Just started on their burpees. Shaka was very fast. There's not a lot of room for air if you want to try to catch that 5-minute time. Team out of the Netherlands in the background there drops down for their burpees. Looks like they're second in the heat. Lane 4, Team Ferios. Team Ferios out of Egypt. Also moving pretty well. Fittest at the 3-minute and 50-second mark. We'll send their athlete back to the rig for another set of chest-to-bar pull-ups.
Want to go on to his chest-to-bar. It's Max from Team The Fittest. Under 5 minutes. Can they finish this workout under 5 minutes? That is the answer we want to see now in a few moments. He's going fast. He's going really fast. He's zooming on those chest-to-bars.
20 chest-to-bars done, no problem. 4:20 on the clock.
4 minutes and 30 seconds for this heat. The finish is going really fast. All of those going thrusters.
TM Ferrios might be on the last set of thrusters. Bondo Gym working, just finishing up their last set of thrusters back there. We're at that 5-minute mark. So they're not going to beat the time from Shock Shaka in the previous heat. They got 45 seconds to get 10 burpees and get across the line to potentially be the second fastest team through 3 heats so far. Again, we do have one more heat to go. 4 total heats in the teams of 3 male RX division here at SandClash 2024. And at the 5:20 mark, the fittest is across. That'll be the second fastest time we've seen so far. So Shock Shaka from the previous heat, the fittest out of this heat. And then 5:45 is the next time we're looking at Levo Gym in the second heat as well. 6 minutes from team 3 PUC in the first heat. Bondo Gym throws the warm down. They've got 10 burpees to go. I believe TM Ferrios is chipping away on their 10 burpees. 5:45 is fast. Ferrios running across the finish line. So that should be the 4th fastest time that we've seen through 3 heats so far. And Bondo Gym on their burpees there in the middle of the screen in the back row. 6 minutes has passed. So team 3 PUC is now across out of heat number 1. This should be the 5th fastest time. And there goes Bondo Gym. Should be the 6th fastest time we've seen so far. 3rd in the heat, 6th overall unofficially for Bondo Gym. And lane number 10, the Bermuda Triangle out of Saudi Arabia. They get across at about the 6-minute and 25-second mark. Just over 3 minutes to go to the time cap. 3rd heat out of 4. Men's teams of 3 RX. Few teams working on the burpees here. Looking to get a finish on the first workout, the first day, 3-day competition. Seeing some of the teamwork come into play here. One athlete maybe falling behind in terms of capacity of the other 2. Lane 13, Sharjah 1 out of Saudi Arabia does get across just underneath the 8-minute mark. Two minutes to the time cap. Several teams working on their burpees here. Two reps to go in lane 5. Lane 10, Bermuda Triangle comes in just ahead of them, so Bermuda Triangle in. And then lane 5, Type AS, the next finisher is just about a second afterwards. Lane 12, Team Sharjah, number 4. Also gets in at about the 8-minute and 40-second mark. One minute to go to the time cap. Team the fittest, CrossFit Riyadh out of Ukraine, fastest in the heat, second fastest overall. Shock Shaka from the previous heat continues to have the fastest time so far. At about 5 minutes, very fast time to get through 3 rounds of 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 worm thrusters at 110 kilos, and 10 burpees over the worm.
20
seconds to go until the time cap for teams of 3 men. Heat number 3 One final team of 3 will come up after this.
It's a strong workout and has killed a lot of the teams. We've got only 5 seconds and we're ending in 3, 2, 1, time.
So several good finishes there. The fittest, TM Ferios and Vandal Gym with 3 of the top 6 times we've seen so far. 1 heat to go. Final heat of the teams of 3 for the men's RX workout number 1 on day 1 of 3 from SandClash 2024 is on the floor. We're inside the arena here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The fastest time we've seen so far came from Shak Shako back in heat number 2, team the fittest in the previous heat, and Levo Gym are the top 3 scorers so far.
Behind the lines.
3 PUC out of heat number 1, and Vandal Gym also with some competitive times. This last heat is 17 teams again. Lane number 1, left side of the floor, the Hungry Wolves out of Bahrain. Lane 2, the Last Dance from Saudi Arabia. Lane 3, the Masters, Saudi Arabia. That was the last heat, I apologize. No wonder they sounded familiar. All right, lane 1, Flair Marvels from Kuwait. Lane 2, Hit Compete out of Egypt. Lane 3, Homemade out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 4, Intense out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 5, Here for the Snacks coming from Mexico. Lane 6, Team Irada out of Qatar. Lane 7, The Program from, well, they have a mixed team, but one of the athletes at least is from Germany. Lane 8, the Weightlifting Wizards. I'm pretty sure they're Brazilian, or maybe a mixed Brazilian in Saudi Arabia, but they live here. Lane 9, the Kleshnikov team, Blue Oyster out of Russian Federation. Lane 10, the Wad Guys out of United Kingdom. Lane 11, Circuit Plus in Kuwait. Lane 12, the Icelandic Vikings out of Iceland. Lane 13, 962 BE3 out of France. Lane 14, the Wad Guys from Saudi Arabia this time. Lane 15, 962 Compete out of Jordan. Lane 16, Rifa 3 Al Sharji, Bahrain. And lane 17, the Tunisia boys. Most of the teams working on the first set of 20 worm thrusters here. The workout itself is 3 rounds, 20 chest bar pull-ups, and now this athlete holding the worm. 20 worm thrusters and 10 worm burpees over the worm. Middle of the floor, Wad Guys from UK are the first ones to drop down, fired quickly by the Kleshnikov team.
Everybody's flying on those bodies. Gentlemen, you look great.
And then the Weightlifting Wizards, I believe, was the third one down. Several teams in the middle of the floor are moving very fast. 5 minutes is the time to beat. And athletes are already heading back to the pull-up bar in lanes number 10 and 9. go check in on the middle lanes as it is getting competitive, and they know that they do not have any time to waste. 3 teams in the middle of the floor working on the chest bar pull-ups. You see them back there. That's lanes 8 in the yellow, which is the weightlifting wizards. Lane 9 for the question-up team, and lane 10 coming off the bar from CrossFit Fly High in the UK. The blue, black, and blue t-shirts. Middle of the floor working on their second set of 20 room thrusters at just the 2-minute mark. Fleshnikov team there in the front part of the screen, and then in the yellow tank tops on the left side. Lane 8, the weightlifting wizards, are the top 3 teams in the heat. And those are the 3 teams at this point that will have a chance to challenge Shaka's time of 5 minutes and the fittest time of 5:20 or so. Wad guys working on the burpees. Kleshnikov team drops to the floor quickly as well. A little bit of a miscommunication there. We're at the 2-minute and 40-second part. These guys literally could not be going any faster. Weightlifting wizards dropped onto the floor. The top 3 teams here. Wad guys sending that same athlete back for another set of chest squat pull-ups. 60 chest squat pull-ups, certainly doable for one athlete, and look at how fast he is back there. The Kleshnikov team trying to chase him down. Sending Andre back there. Alexander and Andre will be the teammates for the Kleshnikov team this year in the CrossFit Games season. Generally the top team to beat in the Asian regional. And left side of the screen, lane number 7, the program. Our 4th in the heat right now. We're at the 3-minute and 30-second mark. 20 thrusters to go and 10 burpees. And it continues to be the Wad guys on the Kleshnikov team 1 and 2, with weightlifting wizards on the program 3 and 4. Weightlifting, or the program, we've seen some taller athletes. That range of motion on the chest bar pull-up alone seems to be a limiting factor for them. Really, lane number 10, the Wad guys with that one athlete in the black t-shirt, so fast on the cycler with the chest bar pull-ups is what's going to allow them to take the top score here. They're at the 4-minute and 9-second mark. Work on the last set of burpees. 5 minutes from Shaka was the top time to beat. And that's going to do it. Lane number 10, the Wad guys, 4 minutes, 17 seconds. A runaway, impressive performance for them. This Kleshnikov team is legit. They're going to have to settle for second place on this one. Looks like that's their last workout burpee, and they'll get across second place overall. In the meantime, the program has eclipsed the weightlifting wizards, so it's a 1-rep lead for the program left side of the screen ahead of weightlifting wizards. 4 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. They're attempting to get in ahead of that 5-minute time from Shaka 2 heats ago. It's going to be tight. 4:50 on the clock. I believe that's the last rep. One more rep maybe for both teams. I feel like they've already done 10 burpees. I'm not sure what's going on here. A ton of burpees for them, and they race across, and that's going to have to go down to the chip timers or the judges' heats. Both teams coming across, unclear of who got the top score there. Both of them will be top 6 overall in the workout across all 4 heats though. So 4 of the top 6 teams coming out of this one. And then it was going to be Shaka from heat 2 and the team the fittest out of lane heat number 3 that will also be in that top mix. The circuit coming across there in lane 11 at the 5:56 mark. So they'll be in the mix in terms of the top 10 performance here as well. 4th and final heat for the teams of 3 RX men. The teams of 3 RX women have only 1 heat, and they'll be up next. Got nearly 4 minutes until the time cap. And only one workout today. They will reseed all the divisions for tomorrow, so we get all the top teams from all the heats filtered into the same heat tomorrow. Obviously, we have a ton of teams in the men's teams of 3 RX division. big disparities in terms of performance from heat within each heat as well. It's a time cap, and it's been a while since anyone's finished, so big disparities from those top teams to the rest. But great performance for the WAD guys who take the heat win and the event win. Lane number 5, here for the snacks, gets in. Lane number 12. I think that was 12 Icelandic Vikings getting across. 2.5 minutes to the time cap.
All right, final order of 5 teams remaining on the floor.
5 more teams competing, 2 minutes to the time cap here. Far side of the floor.
Come on, boys, keep it up, keep it up.
Got one team working on the burpees down there. Not sure if it's the last round or not.
Let's go, team, let's go.
That's Rifa, El Sharji on the left, and Tunisian boys picking up the worm to start the last round on the right. About 1 minute 10 seconds to the cap for the final heat of the teams of 3 RX division. Lane 4, Intense, Lionizer CrossFit out of Saudi Arabia, dropping to the floor. Lane 3, Homemade, also from Saudi Arabia, working on their last set of burpees, I believe. Last 30 seconds, gonna see if we get any more finishers here. Final heat of male teams of 3. It looks like Team 4 has finished. Team Intense running across the finish line. 5 seconds. Lane 16, Rifa 3, El Sharji gets across at the buzzer. Nice finish there for him. That'll do it for the men's teams of 3 division.
One heat for your female.
And the female teams of 3 have 1 heat, which we'll be back for shortly. We'll have to do an equipment change, and then we'll be back. Meantime, it was the WAD guys out of United Kingdom and Kalashnikov. The top 2 scores overall, Shaka taking that 3rd place spot out of heat number 2. Unofficial scores, everything will be in competition corner, of course.
We've got Powerflex Trio, 6 Kata girls, 7 QHP girls, 8 is going to be Red, 9 Rad, 10 is going to be Solid, 11 Team Horse, Lane 12 is going to be the Millenniums, 13 is going to be the Mob 3.0, 14 is going to be the She-Hawks, and lane 15 was Studiara. Interesting, all right, so 15 lanes, 1 heat for the females, same workout coming up.
Wait, what? What is that? What is this?
So basically, that's just a name of. It's just a name. Do you need the meaning of it? The actual
Well,
English.
in
meaning?
English, what can I say? What should I
So
ask?
help us God.
So help us God.
Yes.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Okay.
That's just the help us God. Yes.
Okay.
Somebody's got to do a little bit of tweak.
It's like every heat has, or every,
Yeah,
you know,
just
they have
shout
one
out,
like
shout out, I'll
this.
be around. I'll help you out. No problem.
So help us God, yeah.
All right, well, they're doing a change. What about this?
This one is
على هالفهد.
so just SALA.
It's the only guy on the roster that I had that was an Arab. I just put question mark.
The first one that's caught my mind, and the rest are fine.
Okay.
The rest should be.
Yeah. There was one on the teams of 3 men. I just said, I'm sorry, their team name is listed in Arabic.
I wouldn't.
Sweet. Dude.
Answer. What?
Thank
Yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah. But it's just يلا لا البس ايوه احنا الميديا المفروض نخش اي مكان ها الميديا
starting inside the ring. There'll be no countdown. Your keyword is go.
Welcome inside the arena in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm Brian Friend. This is SandClash 2024. Teams of 3 are starting things off for our 3-day competition. The men have already completed 4 heats. The women have 1 heat. We got 15 teams on the floor, and closest to us is lane number 1, and the lanes go up from there. We'll see. They'll do the reseeding tomorrow. It looks like maybe half the teams are on the floor. We'll give you the rundown of all the teams and the workout, and we'll go from there. These are what's listed on the heat sheets that I have. Lane number 1, Dunes out of CrossFit Riyadh from Qatar. Lane 2, EGY Giants out of Egypt. Lane 3, Jean Jack Girls POW out of Poland. Lane 4, the Kalashnikov team Oreo out of, well, they're listed as Kazakhstan. That would be Kamila Takayeva from Kazakhstan. The other 2 women are Russian. Powerflex Trio out of the UK, Qatar Girls out of Qatar, QHP Girls from South Africa, RED out of Saudi Arabia, Team Rad out of Egypt, Solid out of Qatar in lane 10, Team Horse out of Brazil in lane 11, the Millennials out of Palestine in lane 12, the Mob 3.0 out of Saudi Arabia in lane 13,
One more time, there's going to be no countdown.
the She-Hulks lane 14 out of Egypt, and So Help Us God in lane 15 out of Saudi Arabia. I don't think all the lanes are full.
Ladies, you're inside the ring.
These were pre-seated. These are pre-seated.
Inside the ring. We're starting inside the ring, please.
Before the teams checked in.
10 seconds.
All the reseeding will take place after the first day of competition. So looks like we're gonna have a small field here. They've condensed the lanes.
All right, inside the ring, please. Let's go.
I don't recognize all of these teams by appearance, but I can tell you for sure that in lane 4 is a Kalashnikov team in all blue.
Get set.
And they will be the teams to beat, I believe, in this division.
Ladies, stand by.
It's a 3-round workout.
Go. Here we go.
All the athletes will run to their worm, 90-kilo worms. I shoulder it. One athlete will leave and run to the rig for 20 chest-to-bar pull-ups before coming back to their team for 20 worm thrusters and 10 synchro burpees over the worm.
Nicely done. Collins Scott Team Oreo, ladies and gentlemen. Nice execution. Take a look.
So we have teams in lane 2 through 9.
The ladies are behind.
They may have condensed the lanes. We're not entirely sure. Kalashnikov team getting called back there for one last rep. Several reps miscommunication, allowing the team in lane number 3 to take the lead. So it's lane 3,
Wonderful.
which on our sheet is listed as Jean Jack Girls POW.
You got it.
Leading Kalashnikov team, which is in all blue there.
All right. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen, of lane number 4.
One team still working on chest-to-bar pull-ups, the other 8 teams
making a nice stride in this heat.
on their worm thrusters. 20 worm thrusters before dropping down for the burpees. Lane number 3 drops down, lane number 2 drops down, lane 4 drops down.
Good job, girls. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Come
Top
on.
3 teams are right here.
Starting strong.
Lane
finishing
5
strong.
and lane 8 are the next 2. Again, they may have reseeded these teams, so not entirely sure of who's who. We'll find out as soon as we can, but we do know the Kalashnikov team there in the all blue, right side of the floor. They are going to be one of the first 2 teams done with the thrusters.
All right. Second athlete, ladies and gentlemen, lane number 4, making her way to the bar. So far, unofficially the lead is lane number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes lane number 9, Katina. Woo! Take no part in lane number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Girl, you are
Can't quite see the judges' scorecard there. The Kalashnikov team Camila Takaeva knocking out 20 chest squat pull-ups for them. Coming back, start the second round of the worm thrusters at a 2:45 mark. Top men, just 4 minutes and 20 seconds, all 3 rounds, which is absolutely crazy to watch.
Good job, girls. Good job. Come on, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it looking great.
Struggling with the worm there in lane number 2. The Kleshnikov team pulling away here. I believe in lane... worm clusters done. And the ladies in the Kleshnikov team, Oreo, drop down to the floor to get set on their second set of 10 synchro burpees over the worm. Synchro's at the bottom, no jump is required. Taking advantage of that and stepping over.
Love it. Ladies, keep it up, keep it up. Lane number 4, ladies and gentlemen. On the
4 minutes out of a 10-minute time cap has passed.
number 1.
And it was close in round number 1, but it looks like Kleshnikov team here is pulling ahead in round 2. Lane 2 is struggling with the worm on the thrusters, getting some advice from their support in the stands. Lane number 3, moving steadily through their thrusters. Kleshnikov team is going to set to pick up the worm, which will trigger the start of round number 3 for them. Ayjan Zarzova racing back to the leg for 20 chest squat pull-ups. Lane number 3 down on the floor for their second set of burpees. There goes Ayjan with chest squat pull-ups all by themselves. Leading here in workout number 1. The women's team's the 3 division, and man, that's a really fast and aggressive cycle rate for Ayjan. 20 reps, no problem. We're at the 5-minute mark. That means they got 20 thrusters and 10 burpees to go in their pursuit of an event win here on the first day of competition in SandClash 2024.
Halfway through. Less than 5 minutes to go. Perfect.
Back round, lane number 3, finishing up their second round. They'll shoulder the worm and get set for another set of chest squat pull-ups.
Team Oreo right over here in lane number 4. So far, let's go.
The team in the outside lane on par with them here as they're heading back to the rig. You can see on the far side of the floor. Our Kleshnikov team, 10 reps to go. As we pass the 6-minute mark out of a 10-minute time cap. Just about pull-ups in lane 3 and lane 9. Team in lane number 2, who was really fast in round 1, hit the brakes here on the thrusters in round number 2.
Ladies, let's go. Keep it up, girls.
And Kleshnikov team at the 6:35 mark will take the event win here to kick things off for the teams of 3RX division. Thrusters in lane number 8 over there, far side of the floor. Front 2 women wearing all black, gray t-shirt for an athlete in the back of the worm. All white with the black leggings on the left side of the screen, lane number 3. Also working on their thrusters. Less than 3 minutes until the time cap. Team in lane number 7 working through some thrusters. They'll drop the worm. Lane number 5 working on their burpees, I believe, in the second round. We're waiting for a second finish or 2-minute time cap. 2 minutes until the time cap, excuse me. Lane number 7 working on some burpees, and lane 7 looks like they're going to get across first.
QHP girls, well done.
I believe that's the QHP girls.
1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Let's go.
What team is this? What team is that? Unsure about what team it is based on the judge's scorecard. Burpees here in lane number 3 and our side of the floor. Lane number 9 gets across third in the heat with 1 minute to go till the time cap.
1 minute. 1 minute to go. Another finish, ladies and gentlemen.
Lane 3 gets across.
4 more teams on the floor, and 40 seconds to go.
40 seconds to the time cap. This will do it for the teams in the RX division on day number 1.
Here comes your 30 seconds, team.
We'll have a 15-minute break, and then the elite men will take the floor at 3:30 local time. They will have 3 heats of elite men, and then 2 heats of elite women after that. They also have 1 workout today. It's a version of the same combination
Last 10 seconds.
of movements. Similar movements, I should say. Obviously, there's no worm.
3, 2, 1, time.
And at the time cap, half the team still out there on the floor, but the Kalashnikov team out of
Number 1, great execution.
Russian Federation there, in all blue, running away with it. They'll be the event winners for the women's teams of 3. Again, 15-minute break, and then the elite men will be taking the floor here inside the arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to start things off for the elite individuals on day 1 of a 3-day competition here at SandClash 2024.
Athletes ready, judges ready, 30 seconds behind the lines.
Welcome back inside the arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm Brian Friend. This is SandClash 2024. The teams have got one workout out of the way. The elite men have 3 heats that are coming up for their first and only workout on day 1 of a 3-day competition. All of the athletes were pre-seated, so we may have some empty lanes. I'm going to go through the heat sheet that we do have, and we will go from there. Lane 1, it looks like it's empty. Lane 2, Rashid Al-Yamahi out of the UAE. Lane 3, Abdulaziz Mohammed out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 4, Mohammed Garbi out of Tunisia. Lane 5, Ahmed Al-Hokair out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 6, Mohammed Kafi out of Sudan. Lane 7, Jen Su out of Malaysia.
Lane 10 going now on to his overhead squats after finishing those.
Lane 8, Abdul Al-Jaid, Saudi Arabia. Lane 9, Yazid Al-Yariji out of Saudi Arabia. Lane 10, Ahmed Hashwain, Saudi Arabia. Lane 11, Yasin Latimi, Tunisia. Lane 12, Yusuf Fedyani, Saudi Arabia. Lane 13, Rino Piccioni, Italy. Lane 14, Salah Al-Fahad, Kuwait. Lane 15, Nawa Al-Shinani, Oman. Lane 16, Abdul Rahman Saeed, Saudi Arabia. Lane 17, Fahad Al-Qatan, Kuwait. Lane 18, Ekrami Tamsawi, Egypt. Lane 19, Abdul Ghani Al-Balushi, Bahrain. Lane 20, Ahmed Gamal. Again, not all of the lanes are necessarily full, but that's the heat sheet that we have. The workout is 3-rounder. 20 chest bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, 95 pounds, and 10 bar-facing burpees.
Finishing from round number 1, lane 10 now.
Lane 10, Ahmed Bahashwain, first back to the pull-up bar, only athlete on the pull-up bar back there in round number 2. Again, 3 heats of men coming up, so not just competing against the guys in your own heat. Jen Su, lane number 7, representing Arena out of Malaysia. Looks like he's going to be second back to the pull-up bar. And then lane 14, Salad Al-Fahad, and lane 12, Youssef Fedyani, 3rd and 4th in the heat. Getting the bar up there, right side of your screen in the all black. Lane 10, Ahmed Bahashwain is leading the heats. Second round of 20 overhead squats. He's on the right side of the screen working on the overhead squats. Left side of the screen, lane 7 is Jen Su. 5 reps to go in his second round of 20 chest bar pull-ups as he's shaking it out. Coming off the bar in lane 14, Salad Al-Fahad. He'll be the second man. Get his hand on the barbell for the second round of overhead squats.
One more for Bahashwain now on that side in lane number 10.
20 reps done for lane number 10. Ahmed Bahashwain, 10 burpees to go in round number 2. We got a 10-minute cap on this one. They're just approaching the 3-minute mark. In lane 14, Salah is re-racking it on the back rack there, taking a little break. Jen Su, left side of the screen, working on overhead squats in round number 2. And lane 12, Youssef Fedyani as well. With Ahmed Bahashwain, lane number 10 with 4 reps to go in round number 2 of his 10 burpees over the bar, has pulled away from the rest of the men here in heat number 1.
If I told you was
2 rounds down at the 3:30 mark. Ahmed Bahashwain getting cheered on by the fans there, encouraging to get back to the pull-up bar. Jen Su on the left side of the screen working on the burpees in round number 2. Ahmed will jump up to the pull-up bar, middle of the floor, all black, working on his 3rd set of chest bar pull-ups. Burpees far side of the floor for Salad Al-Fahad, so Jen Su and Salah Al-Fahad 2nd and 3rd in the heat. Gray t-shirt, overhead squats. Youssef Fedyani holding down that 4th spot in heat number 1 of 3 for the men in the RX individual division here at SandClash 2024. Ahmed off the pull-up bar in the middle of the lane, jumping back up, chipping away at this 3rd and final set of 20 chest bar pull-ups. Lane 6, Mohammed Kafi out of Sudan right here in front of us. The I Have a Dream shirt. Getting ready to start his second round. One of of the greatest things about SandClash is the international representation. Over 60 countries represented here. And now Schwain finishes set of pull-ups. Jen Su, left side of the screen, and all black working on that first set of 20 chest bar pull-ups as he just comes off the bar. And Salah Al-Fahad, the backwards hat, walking back to the rig and third in the heat overall. Baka Schwain with the barbell up. Final set of 20 overhead squats at 95 pounds. Lane number 12, Youssef, also starting in on round number 3. A little bit of instability there for Ahmed. Restabilizes and continues to chip away at this final set of 20 overhead squats. 5.5 minutes have gone, 4.5 minutes to go. Youssef, gray t-shirt, ripping away at chest bar pull-ups behind him. And a hand is up for Jen Su on the left side of the screen. Less than 5 reps to go in his final set of pull-ups. Salah Al-Fahad jumping up to the bar as Ahmed drops to the ground. He's got less than 10 reps to go. He's going to be putting up the top score in heat number 1 and the time to beat for the remaining 2 heats of the RX Elite Male Individuals here at SandClash 2024. Jen Su coming off the bar and walking towards his barbell. He's got 30 reps to go, 20 overhead squats and 10 bar facing burpees. But right now, all eyes are on Ahmed Baka Schwain, who just needs to push here as hard as he can. Jumping or stepping over the bar is totally fine. Hand goes up with 2 reps to go. 1 rep to go, I believe. The 6-minute 30-second mark. 6-minute 30 seconds will be the time to beat after heat number 1. Salah Al-Fahad is struggling with the last set of chest bar pull-ups. Youssef Fadyani out of Saudi Arabia in lane 12 has passed him by. Jen Su and Youssef Fadyani are going to be a rep for rep here. 1 more rep for Jen Su. He's got 10 reps to go. We're going to be the second finisher. We got less than 3 minutes till the time cap, and Youssef puts the bar down. So Jen Su ripping through his final set of 10 bar facing burpees. And he's just racing the clock, and the next 2 heats at this point as Youssef had to take a break on that final set of overhead squats. Final rep for Jen Su. The judge is telling him he's done, he's still working. 7:33 on the clock, he rolls across the finish line. Jen Su, second finisher in the first of heat 3 for the men's RX division. 1 last rep on the chest bar pull-ups for Salah, and he'll come off the bar and go to join Youssef on the overhead squats. Line number 9, Yazid Al-Khariji heading back to the rig for another set of chest bar pull-ups. There's Youssef. He should have final 10 reps to go on the bar facing burpees with 2 minutes until the time cap. Backwards hat, black pants, Salah Al-Fahad working on his final 20 overhead squats. Youssef Fadyani, the gray t-shirt, is going to be our next finisher, third finisher here in the first of 3 heats for the men's RX division. Got some big names coming up in some of the next heats. Want to get a good score on the board here. Try to position himself well. He got 3 workouts on the middle day of competition tomorrow before the semifinals and finals on Saturday. 1 more rep for Youssef. And Youssef Fadyani will race to the finish line. 8:48 on the clock. Salah Al-Fahad taking a break on the overhead squats there. 1 minute to go for Salah and the rest of the men in this first heat of 3.
1 minute, athletes, 1 minute.
Barbell down again for Youssef, for Salah, excuse me. Several of the athletes are working on their final set of chest bar pull-ups. 30 seconds until the time cap. Nice overhead position for Salah there. Fatigue is setting in. 20 seconds to the time cap.
10 seconds
11,
remaining.
Yassine Latimi here, ripping away on his final set overhead squats. Trying to get every rep in.
3, 2, 1, time.
And that'll do it for Heat 1 of the men's RX division.
Please clear the floor and make way for heat number
6
2.
workouts over 3 days for these guys. Ahmed Bak Hashwain setting the time to beat. We got 2 heats to go. We'll let these guys clear the floor and we'll be back with the second of 3 heats for the men's RX division in just a minute or 2. Heat 2 of the men's RX individual have taken the floor. We're inside the arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for SandClash 2024. I'm Brian Friend. Thank you guys for being with us. We got 3 days of competition. The RX teams of 3 started things earlier today, and the RX individuals are underway. We got a full heat of 20 athletes here. Lane 1, Eslam Essam, Egypt. Lane 2, Eslam Faris, Egypt. Lane 3, Harib Al-Taibi, Kuwait. Lane 4, Connor Kidner, UK. Lane 5, Abdulaziz Al-Anezi, Kuwait. Lane 6, Salah Al-Meri, Bahrain. Lane 7, Abdulaziz Khalid, Qatar. Lane 8, Bassam Al-Washmi, Saudi Arabia. Lane 9, Osama Mohammed Al-Dib, UAE. Lane 10, Christopher Ganache, Ghana. Lane 11, Marwan Salim, Egypt. Lane 12, Mohammed Gad, Egypt. Lane 13, Giacomo Colomba, Italy. Lane 14, Ali Hassan, Bahrain. A lot of empty lanes in this heat, but we'll give you the full rundown. Lane 15, Michael Magdi, Egypt. Lane 16, Nu Shahabi, Bahrain. Lane 17, Suleiman Al-Zaidi, Saudi Arabia. Lane 18, Mohammed Amir Siri, Tunisia. Lane 19, Mohammed Abdouni, Syria. Lane 20, Hashim Ouabdali, Algeria. And right here in lane number 1, that is Essam, who is amongst the first 4 or 5 athletes getting to the barbell. We got 3 rounds, 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, 10 bar facing burpees. Keep an eye on the floor and see who's going to be first. Bar down for Eslam at the same time as 2 or 3 other athletes on the far side of the floor. Let's go and check who those are. We'll keep our eyes on Eslam. Eslam down here in lane number 1 as well. In In the green top, lane 12, Muhammad God. In the blue top, lane 14, Ali Hassan. And in the white top, lane 16, Nur Shahabi. The three leaders along with Eslam right down there in lane number 1. Eslam makes the turn first. And lane 17, Suleiman Al-Zaida as well is in the mix. We got a close heat here in heat number 2. Six men working away on their 20 chest to bar pull-ups in round number 2. Again, it's a 3-round workout, 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, 95 pounds on the barbell for the men, 10 bar facing burpees. 3 men in heat number 1 finished the workout under the 10-minute time cap. Ahmed Bakhashain with the top time, Ben Shu and Youssef Faitani, the 3 guys to get it done from heat number 1. And lane 17, right there in the black top, walking towards the bar, lane 17, Suleiman Al-Zaida out of Saudi Arabia. Now leading the heat. In the blue top, lane 14, Ali Hassan second, and in the green top on the left side, Muhammad God third. Lane 16, white t-shirt, Nur Shahabi out of Bahrain coming to his barbell. And on the far side of the floor, Eslam out of Egypt, fifth in the heat, fifth in the barbell in the second round of overhead squats. Right side of the floor obstructed by the crane. Suleiman Al-Zaida is the leader currently on the floor in heat number 2. We're just past the 3-minute mark. Still has the barbell overhead. And 20 reps done in 1 set. For Suleiman, both Ali Hassan and Muhammad God have closed the gap. All 3 men are now working on these second set of 10 bar facing burpees. 3 minutes 30 seconds gone in the 10-minute time cap. All of them are ahead of the split time from Ahmed in the first heat. Look to see who makes the jog towards the finish line to turn around and head back first. In lane number 12, it's going to be Muhammad God. First man, just a second ahead of Suleiman Al-Zaida. And in the blue, Ali Hassan. Those are the top 3 athletes heading into the final round. 20, 20, and 10 with 4 minutes gone on the clock. Suleiman's going to be first up on the bar. And 5 reps down before Muhammad God jumps up, and right behind him, Ali Hassan. Muhammad God comes off the bar. Ali Hassan comes off the bar, and then Suleiman comes off the bar. Suleiman finishing all 20 reps. The other 2 guys taking a break. He's been faster on the pull-up bar and slower on the overhead squat, so this lead will be a welcome one for him. Very narrow squatting stance. Suleiman. Shoulder stability looks good. You might like to see just a little bit wider stance, make it easier to get down there below parallel. As he's still working away, it's now Ali Hassan who comes to the barbell, and Suleiman drops it. Ali Hassan has looked very good on the overhead squats. Look at that cycle rate of that blue shirt, black shorts there. If Suleiman takes one more break, it might open the door for Ali to have a chance to catch him. 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. They're still ahead of the split time from Ahmed, but it could be creeping in depending on how many sets this takes. 10 burpees to go for Suleiman, and Ali drops the bar, unable to do the set of 20 unbroken, so it looks like Suleiman is only a few burpees away. Every rep.
5 more, let's have 5 more Suli. Ending this one, running after the line.
At the 6-minute mark, Suleiman Al-Zaid getting the cheers from the crowd. Suleiman, 6 minutes on the clock, the new time to beat.
4 minutes
Ali
on the
Hassan
clock.
working on his
4
set of,
minutes on the clock.
final set of 10 bar facing burpees, checking with his judge. See how many reps he has to go. He still looks like he's underneath that time of Ahmed from lead number 1. So Suleiman Al Zayed, 6 minutes. And then Ali Hassan, 6:35, going to be close to Ahmed from heat number 1.
Showing off this last run of overhead squats and then burpees.
Mohammed God there in the all green working on his final set of overhead squats as we approach the 7-minute mark. He's not alone though. Lane 16, no Shahabi, also on the overhead squats in the white shirt on the right side of the screen. And lane 10, Christopher Ganache getting set to pick up the barbell as well. No rep on the final rep there from Mohammed God. And on the off the camera, Eslam is now in his final set of overhead squats as well. God picks it up for one last rep. Gets it. 10 burpees to go, 7:30 on the clock. Eslam drops the barbell. White t-shirt. Lane 16, New Shahabi working on his final set of 20 overhead squats. 7:45 on the clock, 2:15 until the time cap. Heat 2 of 3, and the big guns are coming out in the next heat, including a few former CrossFit Games athletes.
Now jumping onto his last burpees on this one, ladies and
Mohammed
gentlemen.
and Lewis.
Let's make some noise from the man from Bahrain.
Mohammed should be able to get it done ahead of him. And Nua is cycling him a little bit faster. Aslam,
2 minutes on the clock.
there goes Mohammed God.
12
8:15 and he'll get it done. Nua in the white shirt is going to be farthest away from us. Should be the next finisher. I'm going to try to get it off camera here and see if we can get Aslam's finish as well. And Nua does get across there at about the 8:30 mark. Coming into frame, left side of the screen, Aslam out of Egypt. Has only a couple reps to go. 8:45 on the clock, so he's going to get it done. Only 3 men in the first heat finish, so he's going to be in the top 10 through 2 heats, with 1 heat still to go.
1 minute.
Aslam does get across.
To finish his last round of this heat, of this workout. Let's go, Marwan. You have to finish this one. You've got less than 1 minute, 50 seconds on the clock.
Lane 11, Marwan Salim on the burpees in the green shirt. Far side of the floor in the white cutoff t-shirt. Getting across, I believe that's lane 19, Mohammed Abdouini. And gray shirt here in lane number 2, Eslam Faris, also out of Egypt, working on the burpees. Lane 11, Marwan Salim gets in. Christopher Ganesh working on the burpees, middle of the floor and all back. And here comes Eslam Faris, and he'll get across with less than 10 seconds to go. Hand up for Chris Ganesh.
3, 2,
Get one more rep in. It'll come a few reps short of finishing the workout. So a new time to beat, about 6 minutes there. Suleiman Al Zayedi, Saudi Arabia, will reset the floor in the final heat for the RX individual men. We'll be up in a couple minutes. Big time names coming out. Don't want The final heat for the men's RX individuals are on the floor, and I told you we're going to have some big names in this heat.
Athletes ready.
Lane number 2, Ahmed
Judges
Kamel,
ready.
Egypt. Lane
30
4,
seconds.
Connor Murphy, Ireland. Lane 5, Rashid
Behind
Abdul
the
Felsa,
line.
Bahrain. Lane 7, Mustafa Salhani, Lebanon. Lane 9, last year's third place finisher, Volodymyr Moloshenko, Ukraine. Lane 10, top 10 last year, Eden
Get
Beasley.
set.
Lane 11, Assam Nicolin, Morocco. Lane 12, Toby Buckland, gotta keep our eyes on him for sure, UK.
By.
Lane 14, Artur Semenov, former CrossFit Games athlete out of the Russian
Go!
Federation. Lane 15, the defending champion of SandClash, Luka Jukic out of Serbia. Lane 16, Kalian Souza out of Brazil from the CrossFit Games this past year. Lane 18, Anthony
got a
Sleeman.
fast field
Lane
on
19,
this one,
Osama
ladies and
Al-Masabi.
gentlemen.
And lane
Last
20,
year's
the
Luka
only
Jukic.
CrossFit Games podium athlete in the field. He was on the podium for the teenagers 3 years ago, Youssef Diab. And he's amongst the leaders as all the men are racing forward. So 20 chest bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, 10 bar facing burpees, 3 rounds, that's the workout. And for the men in this heat, this is an absolute sprint. Suleiman Al-Zaidi has the top time from the previous heat. But I can guarantee you that at least a handful, if not a dozen athletes in this heat are going to smash that time of about 6 minutes. Luka Jukic drops the bar at the 15-second mark. Toby Buckland is second behind that. And Mustafa Salhani, Kalian Souza, Eden Beasley, Youssef Diab, all working on their first set of 10 bar facing burpees. Do not blink. This is going to be fast.
3 to go for Luka Jukic.
After they finish the burpees, they have to come to the end of the lane before going back to the pull-up bar. And there goes Luka Jukic at the 1 minute and 15-second mark. And he's running back to the pull-up bar. Eden Beasley, Toby Buckland, Kalian Souza, Youssef Diab, Mustafa Salhani, all right behind him. There goes Connor Murphy. Luka Jukic up on the bar for his second set of 20 chest bar pull-ups in the gray top and black tight. There goes Artur Semenov, about 8th in the heat right now. And up for Luka Jukic. Last rep for Jukic, and he comes forward. Luka came here to defend his title, and he's off to a quick start. So it's Jukic, Beasley, Buckland, Souza, and Diab, the top 5. Then comes Molechko, and Mustafa Salhani, and Artur Semenov coming off the rig. And he's about 9th or 10th in the heat. Jukic drops down for a second set of 10 bar facing burpees. Luka Jukic 3 reps ahead of Souza, who's now a half rep ahead of Buckland. Souza with the no rep on his last rep is going to drop in behind both Buckland and Beasley. Costly no rep potentially for Souza. Buckland, Souza, and Jukic have been competing against each other in Dubai, at the Dubai Fitness Championship and the UAE Storm Games. They were the 3 podium athletes at the Storm Games last year. All over here at SandClash, looking to throw down once again. Luka Jukic at the 2 minutes and 55-second mark jumps up for his third set of chest bar pull-ups. Previous time to beat was not an issue. 3 minutes gone. It's Jukic. Here comes Buckland, and then Beasley, and now Souza, who needs to make up some ground after a very costly no-rep on the last overhead squat in round number 2. Hand up for Luka Jukic. There goes Youssef Diab. He was going to originally compete in the youth division, and they said, hey, man, you're going to have a lot more fun going RX. He's 17 years old, and he's out here throwing down with the big guns coming out of Jordan. Luka Jukic picks up the barbell at the 3 minute 30-second mark. 20s overhead squats as Artur Semenov heads back to the pull-up rig. There is Toby Buckland in the green. He'll be second for the pull-up bar. So it's Jukic and Buckland who have separated themselves from the rest. Kalian Souza has now overtaken Eden Beasley and will be third on the bar. 4 reps to go for Jukic. Jukic drops the bar at the 4 minute mark. He's got 2 minutes till the time to beat and 10 reps to do. That's going to be no issue at all. Lucas, 3 reps ahead of Toby Buckman, just behind him there in the green shirt, middle of the floor. Dalian Souza working on overhead squat. Yusuf Diab right side of the floor, and Eden Beasley also on overhead squat.
Under 5 minutes.
Should be the final rep here for Jukic. And Luka Jukic will take event number 1 in convincing fashion as he attempts to repeat as SandClash champion here in 2024. Toby Buckman going to race across the line. 4 minutes, 37 seconds. He'll be second place in the event. Dalian Souza on the ground for the burpees. Looks like he's in a commanding 3rd place position. Diab and Beasley both had a break. Diab now on the burpees. We may have Vladimir Miloshko on the burpees. And Dalian Souza just after the 5 minutes. He'll take 3rd in the heat and 3rd in the event. There goes Vladimir Miloshko making a move. He'll get 4th place again. He finished on the podium here and 3rd overall last year. Yusuf Diab drops the barbell. He's got he and Eden Beasley are now racing on the burpees as Artur Semenov joins them. 5 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. We still have 35 seconds until the previous time. Amine Aissa also working on the burpees. We could have a little bit of a race to the finish here. Beasley has totally hit the wall. He's on his hands and knees with only a couple reps to go. 20 seconds until that time to beat. Looking for someone to race across the line first here. And it's Artur Semenov comes from behind. And 5th place finish in the, Amine Aissa, then Semenov. There goes Diab, and then Beasley, all underneath the 6-minute mark.
Beasley crossing that finish line.
Which means that Mustafa Salhani in the white shirt should be the next finisher. Whereas Haruman Al-Baida from the previous heat will sneak in ahead of him. Tumbles to the finish, and Mustafa gets in at about the 6:15 mark. Should still be a top 10 finish overall. I told you it would be a fast one. Luka Jukic and Toby Buckman right there in the gray and green respectively. Top 2 finishers in the workout. Dalian Souza, despite 1 no rep, does finish 3rd overall. You would have been 3rd overall either way. Yes, I'm telling you.
Kalyan, you've got cameras, no worries.
A few athletes on the floor still working. Wade out there in lane number
3 minutes
2.
to go.
Ahmed Kamal on the overhead spots. Lane 3, Luis Mario as Connor Murphy out of Ireland gets across at the 7:07 mark. Will still be a very good score relative to the entire field. Barbell down for Luis Mario. Lanes 18 and 19 here. Anthony Slam and Osama Al-Masawi working on their chest bar pull-ups. 2.5 minutes to the time cap. See if we can get a couple other finishers in. Two reps to go for Osama as Anthony Slayman heads off the bar. Far side of the floor, Luis Mario out of Mexico working on his last set of burpees, I believe. 2 minutes to the time pack. And here goes Osama as well. Hey, good to see you. Nice to see you. Are you okay? You know where that media room is? By the athlete warm-up? Okay. I'll see you back there. 1 minute till the time cap.
60 seconds.
Osama working on his overhead squats. Anthony gets the barbell off the floor as well.
Double picture right over there with number 3.
Osama Al-Masabi drops to the floor for 10 burpees, 40 seconds to get them done. Luis Mario did get across the finish line way down there in lane number 2. 30 seconds to the time cap. Can we get Osama across the finish line? Should have 2 more reps in 20 seconds. Final rep for Osama Al-Masabi, and he gets across at the 9:15 mark. Last athlete on the floor, Anthony Slayman. 10 seconds to the time cap.
10 seconds. Here comes 5 seconds.
And 1 rep there before the buzzer. That'll do it for men's RX. Individual workout 1, Luka Jukic, Toby Buckman, Colin Souza, your top 3 finishers. Stay with us. We're going to be back with an interview with Luka Jukic in just a minute prior to the women's workout taking on the same test. See you guys in a minute with Luka Jukic.
Same time cap. All right, if you just joined us, thank you so much for coming through at the SandClash 2024. It's our 5th.
Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Good shit, Toby. Did Luka come back here with you? No? Okay. We're gonna do an interview. Toby, are you okay? Luka's puking outside. Feel the same? Okay. You just puke? How was that, Yusuf? Welcome to the big leagues. Luka, just take care of yourself, man. No interview. Feel. Yeah, but the women will start. Just take care of yourself. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Toby feels like shit also. Yeah, it was brutal. Morning. You want to make an appeal?
No, I did already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll review it.
What's my Wi-Fi?
You know if we can...
The Wi-Fi. I don't know. I have a private one in my pocket. No, not this. They gave me this one so that it's not interfere, but other than that, I don't have one. Good shit, Connor. That's a brutal workout, huh?
Way worse than I thought it was going to be.
Luka was just puking. Toby said he feels like shit. He's like nauseous.
I haven't had that since I went to France the very first time.
That kid, Yusuf Diab, is rolling around on the ground out there. People are, yeah, I mean, that's like, it is. It's like it's just brutal. All right, women's turn. Azima. All the guys are throwing up, so no interview. Luca and Toby, they're all puking outside.
Okay.
So they're,
No interview today?
well, maybe, but I have to go do the women now.
Okay.
So they're not feeling good. So they need to take
We
care of
already
this.
take the camera in the room, put it here, so we can make interview here if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
This microphone?
That's good.
And I just take it off and
Yes.
pass it between me and the athletes?
Yes. I will bring another mic to you.
I have one.
You have to one. Okay, that's cool.
Excuse me. Sorry. I need.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this heat, I need one for the orange females. The following athletes are going to be, lane 1 is going to be Riyadh al-Arabi, lane 2, Shada Abdullah, lane 3, Israel Rutabi, lane 4, Fatima Abeid, lane 5, Lana Abdullah, lane 6, Washana Samir, lane 7, Jinan Riyan, lane 8, Milana Jakish, lane 9, Muria Bashir, lane 10, Najat Bahish, in lane 11, Abby Hollis, lane 12, Jamie Simmons, in lane 13, Dina Kurdi, in lane 14, Civic Serendana. That's going to be your athletes coming up. We're expecting 14 female athletes as the individual. All right, team number 1.
Evie. Lane 11, Evie. And Jamie is not here. Elliot messaged me earlier in the week and told me they weren't going to come. So. on their performances today. Let's take a look at who we do have out here on the floor in heat number 1 for the women RX division. Again, they're going to take on the same workout the men just did. 3 rounds, 20 chest bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, and 10 bar-facing burpees. Lane 1 will have Rawanda Al-Darawi out of Jordan. Lane 2, Shatha Abdullah out of Saudi Arabia. It looks like lanes 3, 4, 5 are empty, 6 maybe as well. Lane 7, Jenan Arubayan out of Kuwait. Lane 9, Moody Al-Bashir out of Saudi Arabia. Looks like lane 10 and 11 are empty. And we got some big names in this first heat. Lane 11, Evie Hollis out of the UK. Lane 13, we got Lean Al-Kurdi out of Jordan. And in lane 14, Sola Sigurdardottir, who made the games a couple years ago representing Iceland. So we could see some fast times in heat 1 with another heat still to go.
All right.
Keep your eyes
Stand by, ladies.
on lane 11, Evie Hollis, and lane 14, Sola Sigurdardottir. Be the athletes that are likely to set those fast times. 3 rounds, 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats, 65 pounds on the barbell, and 10 bar-facing burpees. Sola Sigurdardottir looking smooth there in the blue shirt, black pants, white shoes closest to us on the screen. Evie Hollis out of the UK. Come on. So it's 1 spot away from making the games in the 2021 semifinals. So it's Sola, Evie, and then Milana Jakšić out of Serbia, the top 3 in this heat. Well, clock on the floor is not working. There is a 10-minute time cap on this, so we'll try to get a top time to beat heading into heat 2, but we won't be able to do updated times as we go. 3 more reps now, 2 more reps for Sola. Evie Hollis already working on those bar-facing burpees. And Milana Jakšić and Sola Sigurdardottir drop at the same side. You can do a jump or a step over the bar. And Sola Sigurdardottir opted for that step there while Evie Hollis and Milana Jakšić doing the jump. Sola Sigurdardottir very efficient with that step over.
Right over there. All right, girls.
Later. We got. Apologies there. So Hollis, Jakšić, and then Sigurdardottir and Evie Hollis. She almost qualified to the games of 2021, the online semifinal. When it comes to movements we regularly see online, all 3 of which these are, she's extremely proficient. Relatively short range of motion, fast cycle rate, and absolutely can set the time to beat, maybe the overall event winner time.
Making a nice lead right
Oh, we do have 1 more heat to go. Sigurdardottir talking to a judge on the way out to the barbell for her second set of overhead squats. Shots her to the clean and jerk with an arrow grip to get into the squat position even with the light barbell. I know she is about 5 reps in. Evie Hollis drops down into her second set of burpees. Milana Jakšić also working on the second set of overhead squats. Back on the floor, not working, so we'll have to wait to get some time at the end. It's Hollis and Sigurdardottir and Jakšić at this point leading for the women in heat number 1. Lean Al-Kurdi finishing up her first round there. As Evie Hollis finished up round number 2. Sigurdardottir a couple reps ahead on the burpees relative to Milana Jakšić. But Hollis, Sigurdardottir, Jakšić continuing to lead to the women in heat number 1. Hollis jumps on the bar right now. Cycle in on chest bar push, Evie Hollis. Super fast, she might go with full time. Very Sola even gets back to the pull-up bar. No signal from the judge yet. No signal needed, I guess. 20 reps done and she jogs to the pull-up bar. Evie Hollis feeling great. 30 reps to go before sending it down to B. Sola Sigurdardottir shaking out her arms as Melania Yaktis heads back to the pull-up bar. Sigurdardottir jumps up in the blue top left. White shoes. Working her way through 20 overhead squats, and Sigurdardottir drops off the pull-up bar. Melania Yaktis takes a break. Hollis done with those overhead squats. 10 bar facing burpees away from the heat. It could potentially be an event win as well. We'll have to wait and see. Nobody else is even off the pull-up bar in round 3. Evie Hollis will get across the line.
Well done, Evie.
4:48, the time for Evie Hollis. 4:48. Melania Yaktis is pulled ahead of Sola Sigurdardottir. Hollis in at 4:48. That'll be the time to get ready number 2. Yaktis in a long leg and overhead squats. Farther away from us. Sola Sigurdardottir close to us. Also working on a final set of 20 overhead squats. After this 10 bar and burpees to go. Yaktis dropped. 10 reps to go for her. Sigurdardottir dancing on the floor. Realizing she's a couple reps behind. I believe Sola has 5 reps to go. Looks like she's going to lock in second place for the heat. And a good start to her SandClash 2024. Hand goes up for Sigurdardottir. Last rep, 10 burpees to go for her. Whole other heat of women to go. There goes Yaktis getting across. So Evie Hollis, 4:48. Yaktis will have to check her score, but second in the heat. And Sigurdardottir less than 10 reps to go.
Number 14, making our way third runner-up in this heat. Well done. Less than 4 minutes to go, girls. Let's go. Here she goes.
2 reps to go for Sola Sigurdardottir. One last rep. Sola will get across. Third in the heat. Sigurdardottir.
Good job. Another finisher. 3 ladies are off the floor. And we've got 1, 2 more remaining.
It's coming over to congratulate Sola.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Oh, back that's Lena Clooney working on overhead squats.
A
long white t-shirt. Jenna Al-Rulayan out of Kuwait. I believe she's the oldest woman in this division at 38 years old. 2 rounds done for her. 3 minutes to the time cap.
Well done. 2 more rounds, please, remaining on the floor. Less than 3 minutes to go. Come on, everyone, let's turn it up. We've got 2
Way over here in lane number 1, we got Ryan Al-Gharawi. And lane 2, Shafa Abdullah.
Lane number 1. Lane number 13. Lane number 7.
1 rep to go for Shafa on the pull-up bar. There's Lawan out of Jordan. Working her way through some overhead squats. Showed up yesterday alongside a nice contingent of Jordanese athletes. Yusuf Diab on the men's side we saw. He's previously podiumed at the CrossFit Games in the teenage division. And Dina Zabdaya, who was, I believe, 5th year last year and is the fittest woman from Jordan, will be coming up in the next heat. 2 minutes to the time cap. Lawan finishes up those 20 overhead squats. She's on the ground for burpees. Far side of the floor, Lean Al-Kurdi also working on some burpees, also out of Jordan. Shafa Abdullah in Saudi Arabia working on the overhead squats. And in the background, Jenna shaking out the arms on her final set of chest to bar pull-ups. 90 seconds to the time cap. And Lean looks like she's calling it. Lawan comes across the finish line with 1 minute 20 seconds to spare. And up for Shafa.
2 more on the floor.
Shafa drops to the ground for 10 burpees with 1 minute to go until the time cap.
Very encouraged. Go, 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 go. 40 seconds. Let's go.
30 seconds for the time cap. Shafa looking to finish up this set of burpees. 1 more heat to go for the RX individual women. Evie Hollis, 4:48, a blazing fast time. Will be with all the women in heat number 2 are chasing. And Shafa finishes out with a set of burpees. That'll do it for the women in heat number 1. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back inside the arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, SandClash 2024. I'm Brian Friend. Appreciate you being with us. Started with the teams of 3 for the men, then the women, and the individuals men, and now we have the women taking the floor. 1 heat has already gone, and it was a super fast performance, 4 minutes 48 seconds from Evie Hollis that the women in heat number 2 will be chasing down. I'll give you the athletes that are on the floor. Lane number 2, Ellen Hallgrimsdottir out of Iceland. She was here last year. I believe she took 2nd place. Lane number 3, Dima Zabdaya, fittest woman in Jordan, as I mentioned. Lane number 6, Julia Cato out of Brazil, CrossFit Games resume in her past. Lane 7, Nada Ali out of Egypt. Lane 8, Vera Hawkins from the Ukraine. Lane number 10, Roxana Pantali. Is that her? Okay, lane 9. I'm not sure that they're in the right lanes. Just getting things sorted here. Okay, so lane 9. It's Katerina Lishenko from, well, I don't. One second. All right, got it sorted. Lane 9 is Katerina Lishenko from the Ukraine. Lane 10, Anna Kristina. It says Brazil, but I know she's not from Brazil. Nuran Mohi out of Egypt. Isabella Maisa, she's from Brazil. Francely Azarias, also from Brazil. Paula Sorolla from Spain, lives in the Netherlands. Sara Mohammed out of Saudi Arabia. Christina Iatenko from Ukraine should be in lane 18. And there she is on the far side floor. And that should round out the athletes in heat number 2. Just getting enough risers out here to make sure the women can get up to the pull-up bar. The workout is 3 rounds, 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats with 65 pounds, and 10 bar-facing burpees. And another woman has just joined the floor, lane number 20, Natalia Zuk, out of Belarus. Evie Hollis, Milana Jakic, and Sola Sigurdardottir were the top 3 times out of heat number 1. The athletes were all pre-seeded prior to today. They will be reseeded heading into tomorrow. 4:48 is the time to beat. Is a very good workout for Evie Hollis. It's going to be a competitive score for sure. We'll see if any of the ladies here in heat number 2 can take it down. Judges just getting everything sorted here. Apologize for the delay. Pulling risers out of the back. Several of the women in this heat apparently needing 2 risers. Want to make sure everyone has what they need equipment-wise. Give them the best shot to get the work done. Should be getting close to starting. If you're just joining us, this is SandClash 2024, the 5th version of this competition. Started back in 2019. Back then there were 11 gyms, all from Saudi Arabia, about 75 athletes. By the 3rd version, there were over 700 athletes competing in the live competition, and this year, over 900, representing over 60 different countries from around the region, Europe, Middle East, Africa.
Hang tight, everyone.
The RX athletes have kicked things off today. Our stream on the SandClash YouTube will continue with the rest of the divisions after this. Hopefully starting any second now.
All right,
they got the
ladies,
confirmation.
get set. Stand by. Go.
And heat 2 for the RX women is underway. 20 chest to bar pull-ups, 20 overhead squats at 65 pounds, 10 bar facing burpees, 3 rounds, 10-minute cap. 4:48 for Evie Hollis is the score that they're beating, that they're looking to beat.
Beautiful start. Same workout.
Got some really good athletes in both of the heats for the women here.
3 rounds.
And several athletes coming off the bar at the same time. Julia Cato running faster than all of them. And she'll get the barbell up first. Ellen Hallgren's daughter and Dina Zadaya amongst the leaders as well.
Good job, ladies. Do you know?
Lane number 10, Roxanne Pantilli, I believe. Julia Cato drops to the floor for burpees. Ellen Hallgren's daughter right behind her. Dina Zadaya. Middle of the floor, we got several athletes in the mix as well. Lane 10 right there, blue pants, that's Roxana. Lane 9, Katerina Lishenko. Lane 8, Vera Hawkins. Lane 7, Nadia Ali, but everyone's chasing Julia Cato right there with the 30. Well, 1 minute and 30-second mark. We're heading back to the pull-up bar. A little bit short, left side of the screen. Ellen Hallgren's daughter, second to the pull-up bar. Right next to her, Dina Zadaya, third to the pull-up bar. The middle of the floor, and 10, Roxana, 9, Katerina, 8, Vera, all heading to the pull-up bar at the same time as well. Everyone chasing Julia Cato in this heat. Everyone in this heat chasing Evie Hollis this time, a 4:48 from the previous heat. There goes Cato. just past the 2-minute mark, so it's still Moscato and then Holger's daughter. Julia Cato qualifying second for the CrossFit Games a couple years ago out of the South American region. Holger's daughter, one of the young Icelandic athletes up and coming in the sport. Did have a podium finish here last year. Siemens Abdai, also returning athlete here. I believe she was 5th here last year. Top 3 in the heat. Lane 7, Nada Ali, now 4th in the heat. 2 reps to go for Hogan's daughter. Cato is going to have a 2 burpee lead on her. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this workout. 4:48 the time that everyone's chasing from Evie Hollis. Roxana headed to the barbell as Dina drops it and starts working on her second set of 10 burpees over the bar at the 3-minute and 10-second mark. Cato with her last burpee in the second round. 3:15 on the clock and she'll head back. She's got 1 minute and 30 seconds to chase down that time from Evie Hollis. Alana Jakcic and Sola Sigurdardottir were second and third in that heat, but Evie Hollis was well ahead of both of them. Cato up on the pull-up bar. The 3:30 mark. Final set of 20 chest bar pull-ups. Gray shirt with the pants. Middle of the floor there. There goes Dina Zadaya. She's heading into her 3rd round of chest bar pull-ups as well. 1 rep to go for Julia Cato. She gets it done as we approach 4 minutes. She's got 50 seconds to do 30 reps. And I think Evie Hollis' score for meet number 1 is likely going to hold up. Cato with the barbell overhead. Pretty fast cycle right there. Great shoulder stability, lightweight for her. Last 5 reps for Cato. 10 burpees to go. She got 18 seconds before Hollis' time. That's 3. 10 seconds till the time to beat. Hogan's daughter squat snatch on the first rep of her final. 20 overhead squats. 2 reps to go. I believe it's going to be Evie Hollis by a couple seconds ahead of Julia Cato. Fun to see him go head to head on that one. We'll have to check the official scoreboard. They said, I think it's going to be Hollis and Cato. 5 reps go for Hogan's daughter as Dina Zadaya gets the barbell for her last 20 overhead squats. 10 burpees to go here for Hogan's daughter, looking at the top 5 finish on this one. Chasing down Alana Jakcic from the first heat. It's going to be no problem in terms of a second place finish in the heat. We'll have to see how well her time stacks up against Alana Jakcic from heat number 1. Dina Zadaya fighting for this last set of overhead squats. And Nada Ali has the barbell up as well, white t-shirt, black pants. Hogan's daughter comes across just under the 6-minute mark. Will be either 3rd or 4th overall. Dina Zadaya on her last set of burpees. Now she's looking at both Jakcic and Sigurdardottir's times. And Nada Ali drops the bar. She's on her last set of 10 burpees as Roxana Montili makes her way towards the barbell in the final round. Final rep for Dina Zadaya. She'll run across the line about the 6:30 mark. Either a 5th or 6th place finish for her. A great start to her weekend here at SandClash 2024. And Nada Ali out of Egypt. Phenomenal performance for her. Lane number 12, Nuran Mohi ripping through some burpees there representing Egypt in the all black. Roxana Montili drops the barbell here in her last set overhead squats. And Noura Murray out of Egypt gets in. Just past 7 minutes. Well done for her. Constantly with the hands up from her judge. 10 burpees to go for Roxana. Lane number 9, Katerina Lishenko. Black shirt, blue tights, white shoes, left side of the screen.
All right. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, they did get the lane sorted out, so. Here we go. Last couple recs for Roxana Panteli. Closest to us, Vera Hawkins, coming to her barbell out of Finland. No rep, and she knew it. Roxana Panteli, at the 8-minute mark, she gets across the finish line. Several athletes working on their last set of burpees here. Coming across the finish line, she's crossed in 2 lanes. I think it's Isabella and Laisha. And a couple lanes down from that, another athlete gets across. I think it's Paola Sorolo. And then we got Katerina Lishenko crossing. We have about 1:15 until the time cap. Vera throws the barbell to the ground as I think maybe now Franciele Azari's crossed and Isabella Maisa was earlier. Vera Hawkins, less than 10 reps to go. Getting across the finish line on the far side of the floor. Lane 17, Sadr Mohammed. Maybe it was Kristina Ayatenko of Ukraine. Yeah, I believe that was Sarah. There goes Vera Hawkins. I apologize that some of the athletes maybe aren't in the lanes that I have on my feed sheet. Hi, Julia.
Oh, good.
Same with Sola. All right, that'll do it for day number 1 for the RX divisions. More divisions will be taking the floor. If you're on the SandClash stream, stay with us. Julia Cato taking the heat there. Very close with Evie Hollis out of heat number 1. So those will be your top 2. And on the men's side, Luka Jukic, Toby Buckland, Kalyan Souza were the top 3. Check competition corner for all official scores, of course. And we will have the broadcast for you guys. Event number 2 will be a run tomorrow morning. Event 3 will be back inside the arena. I'm Brian Friend. This is SandClash 2024.